preseason does matter. You know why? Who it matters to? It matters to the rookies.
Yep.
Yeah.
It matters to the 6 NFL quarterbacks that was drafted in the first 12 picks of the NFL draft this year. And I gotta say, I mean, it's preseason, but none of them, none of them soiled their pants. I mean, I'm not gonna say they look great, only because it's the preseason. They're playing against vanilla defenses, but all of the quarterbacks that played, they look pretty good. They look like they could play in the NFL after week one. I mean, Caleb Williams, I should say, the number 1 overall pick, obviously, dazzled. He looked pretty darn good for the Chicago Bears, to be quite honest with you, man. Throwing on the move, 4.7, 95 yards, 13 rushing yards, showed off his arm, showed off his leg. And he's got weapons around him this season, and he didn't play with those weapons. I mean, Rome Odunze is going to be an outstanding player, but he is probably the best quarterback. I know he's the first pick in the draft that was set up for success this season because of everything that's around him. Here's Caleb after the game talking about his performance.
Yeah, there is an understanding that it is preseason, that, everybody's not going to show their looks and, what they would do versus, and vice versa. But it definitely is, it definitely feels good to get out there. Last time I was out there on the field, other than practice, was November 18th. And it's, you go that long without something, it's tough. But, it's been great. The guys have made it fun. They made it easy on me. Talking about our other players, they've been great from the beginning to now. My progress is, I would count my progress and support. I would count it to them. They've been great, like I said, and so to get out there and have the confidence that we had out there, it's only going to get better, and we can't wait.
Bears fans hope it gets better. I can't wait to see what Hard Knocks has to say and what they say behind the scenes when it comes to that. I love watching that on HBO.
Oh, so good.
Caleb is probably the quarterback that is most set up for success, like I said, but also the one that's also set up for the most failure, if you think about it, because of the expectations on him. Chicago has never had a quarterback, ever. I mean, they've had quarterbacks, Jay Cutler, obviously, McMahon back in the day, but they've never had that quarterback. They've never had a quarterback that you can say, hey, he's going to the Pro Bowl every year. We're relying on him. Yep. We're going to the Super Bowl because this guy's going to take us to the Super Bowl.
True.
They expect that out of Caleb Williams in the next couple of seasons. Maybe not this year. The other reason why he's set up for failure is because last year, what Stroud did last year with the Texans. Mm-hmm. Now there are a lot of teams that are expecting that same type of success out of their rookie quarterbacks. I know Stroud wasn't number 1 overall pick. I know Bryce Young was, and Bryce Young had his struggles and whatnot. But at the same time, when teams and other fans see what Stroud was able to do as a rookie and coming in, Caleb has more of a target on his back, more expectations than Stroud ever did coming out of Ohio State. They expect more. Also, he's got the weapons around him. I mean, this is a Chicago Bears team that won 7 games last year with quarterback issues. And I understand that, they had the quarterback was hurt last year, moved on to Pittsburgh or whatever. They had backup quarterbacks. They still won 7 games. When they got Sweat over, the defense got a little bit better. But now if you think about it, look at the weapons that are around him, offensive weapons. All right? You got DJ Moore, who just signed a big contract. You got Keenan Allen, who just came over from the Chargers. And I'm going to tell you about this Rome Odunze kid. I don't know how much you guys watch college football or how much you know about college football, but Rome Odunze is a baller. Yeah. He is a baller, certified baller. As a Giants fan, when Malik Neighbors fell 6, if he wouldn't have been there and they would have gotten Rome Odunze, I would have been just as happy. I've seen this guy play. I know what he can do on the football field. I know how fierce he is. I know he wants to go get it. And the fact that right now he's the 3rd receiver on that team, come on, man. Chicago has expectations of winning. I mean, if they won 7 games last year and you add a healthy Caleb Williams, as long as he doesn't mess it up, right? All he's got to do is play well. He doesn't have to play at the C.J. Stroud level. He doesn't have to be the next, Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to be Tom Brady. Like, all he's got to do is play solid football. Don't mess it up. Don't have a Peyton Manning type rookie season where he threw 28 interceptions. Don't put your defense in bad situations. This team can win 10, 11 games this year. I mean, it's in the NFC North. Packers going to be good. Once again, Detroit is going to be good. Minnesota, we don't know what's going to happen with the quarterback situation there with J.J. McCarthy and everything else. Of course, they got Justin Jefferson. But, I mean, in that division, they're going to be competitive. And they should, I believe, win 10 games. But once again, the fact that I'm saying this, and I was just in Chicago last week, and I know how excited they are about him coming in there and this football team, which hasn't had a lot of success over the years. I know what type of expectations are going to be put on this young man. And I know what he was able to do when he was at USC, coming from Oklahoma. The expectations were there, whatnot. Maybe the team at USC did not live up to expectations last year, but Caleb Williams still had a very solid season. But even then, Caleb had a solid season last year for USC, a team that didn't play well because he couldn't play defense, right? Couldn't play defense.
Couldn't tackle anybody.
Couldn't tackle anybody. That's the reason why USC faltered, even after a great start. There were still people that criticized him then because he didn't duplicate what he did the year before.
And it was all the dumb stuff, the crying on his mom's shoulder, the not talking after games, the pink cell phone case, the painted nails. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Watch the guy play football.
Some of my colleagues kill me. Like, I don't understand why people are so invested in someone when it comes to emotions. When you cry, who doesn't cry to the mama?
Right.
I mean, like, he might not do it in the stands, but that's how much he cares about winning, bro. Like, when you don't show those type of emotions as steely, or you don't care, or he's not invested in the game or whatever. But when he shows the emotions, then all of a sudden he's too sensitive.
He's not tough.
He's not tough. Oh, he got painted nails.
He can't lead a locker room.
Seriously, man, like we got to get past people's personal behaviors and look at what the results are on the football field. If the results say that he's a winner, if the results say that he goes out there and he gives it 100% every time he's on the football field, if he's a leader of men, who cares if he paints his nails? We give too much credence to somebody's personal identity and what they do. And that kills me, that bothers me so much, because we don't allow people to be individuals. And he can't. Like, I think I'm very sensitive when it comes to this too, as well, because I'm a huge advocate for mental health, huge advocate for men taking care of their mental health, because it's got to go somewhere. If you hold it on the inside, it's going to come out eventually somewhere else. And I'd rather it come out in the stands with his mom than come out at home with his wife, his girlfriend, or something like that. I mean, come on, man. So let's let go of those stigmas that are out there that he can't be a leader of men because he cried to his mama in the stands. Now, if he can't handle the media in Chicago, that's another thing. Because I will say this, there are some players that can't handle big media markets when it comes to the type of criticism that they get. Of course, the media markets in New York is very tough. I say it all the time. Like, you got to be a special kind of player in order to be able to handle the media in New York, because no matter how great you are, you can have one bad day. They're going to find that you're going to be on the back page of the tabloid. Yep. It's going to be some great, clever headline that's going to dog you out. It's going to be fans. It's going to be clamoring against you. And then because there are two different teams for every sport, they're going to be fans from, if you're a Yankee, they're going to be Mets fans. It's going to be, they hate you or whatever. So you're never going to get that love in that city overall. And then plus around the country, if you're a Yankees fan, especially if you're a Yankee or a Knick or whatever, there are going to be fans out there that love those teams, but they're going to be fans that are against them because the fans love their team so much, just like Cowboys fans. Some people root against the Cowboys because they have the Cowboy fans they can't stand or whatnot.
Del Tufo,
yeah.
I love Cowboy fans.
But with Caleb, man, I love this kid. I love his debut.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.